Yeah, this is where our cancel theme starts playing. Yeah. All
Hey
right.
Is that
guys!
it?
Yeah.
We
I
haven't
mean,
actually picked out one, but I guess maybe we should test that out.
yeah. I mean, that's a good idea. Why not?
Uh, yeah. So here we are, episode 2
Episode 2 of the canceled show.
of the canceled show. And today we have with us my best friend, Christina.
That's right.
Uh, yeah, we met in 5th grade, but we became besties in 7th grade. Is
Yeah.
that's right?
Seventh grade.
Seventh
Hmm.
grade. Okay.
Social studies class.
Oh yeah, I fucked her over on an assignment once. I feel like
You
I
never
like
told me
forgot.
this.
I remember working with you. I don't remember you
Oh,
fucking me
okay,
over though.
it's like funny. I feel like anytime a friend has worked with me on a group project, it's the first and last time. Like I hate group
No, you're
projects
good.
myself. Like, but I can't imagine working with me on one. Um, I remember working on some like I don't know what it was like medieval thing, like something on
But
castles.
yeah, that's starting to ring a bell.
And then I forgot that I was like going away the day we were supposed to meet up and work on it or
Yes. That
something.
does sound awfully
We haven't
familiar.
even talked about this, but like this just like came up in my mind. I'm like, oh my god,
Yep.
that's a cancelable offense. Um,
Yep.
but
Started
Yeah,
that
we are
early in
actually
life
no
for sure.
longer friends now that you've reminded me of this. Sorry, goodbye.
wait, oh,
Oh, wow.
No,
but
no. I mean, you kind of got yourself back by humiliating yourself in front of the teacher. So
oh yeah, so Christina informed me, and like I didn't think this was true, but looking back on it, I think it was. I think it could have happened. What was it? It was that I like told I made a sex joke.
yeah, oh yeah. So well, so first of all, our social studies teacher was probably mid 30s white dude. So
Like me.
and in
Yeah,
Could
a
have been me. Yeah.
Jared should play him.
Yeah. And the
you
reenactment.
know, it probably wouldn't be too far off,
Yeah,
honestly.
that's right.
No.
Um, so we were talking about religions,
Yes. Yeah.
because we were saying, because he was saying something about sects, sects, and like sects of different religions. And granted, this is where he fucked up, is that he stopped and said, don't have sex before marriage. And Allie piped up and said, too late, as the naive 13-year-old that she was.
Yeah.
And he
Like,
turned bright purple and probably thought he was about to get fired.
mm-hmm.
He did end up getting fired.
He did get fired.
He called a Jewish girl Hitler during
Oh,
like
yeah,
a class
you
game
can't
or
do that.
something.
You can't do
But
that.
I don't know if that's what I know that her mom was tight with the principal though. Anyway, that couldn't have been further from the truth too. So
That was the best part of it. Was that
I
I think somebody in the class tried to spread it as a rumor, and I'm pretty sure everyone was like, "Nah."
her really
I'm sorry. Who are you talking about?
is
Allie?
Are you
this
talking about
yeah
the Jewish girl being Hitler or Allie having been deflowered at 13 before marriage? That's what I
um
want
In reality, that if he thought that was some sort of actual like realization of yours, and you were actually just telling everyone, I feel like that would have gone over a lot worse.
to.
I just like yeah, why would I have announced that?
I don't know what was going through his head at that moment.
I don't know. There was also a weird thing where I think we would all like joke that someone had a crush on him. I
Oh,
feel like we'd always like none of us had a crush on him, but we would like, and this is really funny now because I'm now with like my
yeah.
fiance who's a teacher, and like hearing all this shit and like it just like and Mike couldn't like
You were the class
Mike.
clown.
We
I
may
don't.
have gotten him fired.
I
Yeah.
know.
Like, I don't
Maybe I did.
partially.
He also did those like wild tests where you'd have to memorize like every single country in Africa.
Yeah.
And you have to know like where it was. It was like a blank map and you'd have to write it in. Like, why the fuck would that happen?
I'm not groaning because it's Africa. I'm just groaning because it's like BS geography. I mean, you had an iPhone back then, right?
Not 7th
What did
grade.
we have? I had a Nokia.
I had a Nokia brick phone.
I've had an iPhone since
We're not that young, Jared. Come on.
Yeah, right.
Jared wants to be cool.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
So yeah, so me and Christina have been friends ever since then. And I mean, obviously we're friends now and we've seen a lot of changes. Christina has had to push her wedding back twice because of COVID.
Well, twice now. Oh
Yes.
man. Oh god, there's so many things. Like, that's embarrassing. Like, you tell them what's happening now and then you have to do it again.
Yeah. So the first time I kind of announced it in, more formal way and, sent a bunch of different messages. This time I literally wrote out a text and just copied and pasted it to every single person. It was like, I don't care anymore. We're moving it again. You get it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, what are you like? There's no etiquette around this, right? Like, what are you supposed to send out like a whole new thing? Like, I have no idea. Like, you're not.
Well, I'm probably going to, because if people like can't make it because it's a full year later,
That's true.
I would understand that, but
Then you have to move to your B list.
I was actually wondering that, like, is it rude to invite people who I didn't initially invite because I have more availability now? Like, there are a bunch of people who aren't coming, so can I invite people who I wasn't able to before?
Yeah, I would say so. But if everyone wants like a free meal, a free party.
I'll come if you'll invite me.
Jared invites himself.
Yeah, oh god, exactly.
I mean,
it's all just a ruse.
Honestly, we'll probably have the room. So
I know, Jared, you should come.
Yeah, seriously.
It's funny to say that, because I know people who have been de-inviting people from their wedding just because they're like, we're still gonna do it, but it's just got to be smaller because of the people. Like,
that seems more awkward.
Yeah, I agree. I rather it's the other way. Like, wait until this thing is over, see if it's still, a thing to begin with, because people are still dropping like flies out there. Who knows? You don't want to put all that money on a cake and then,
have to just eat it yourself.
And then, grandma can't make it. And then it's 4 weddings and a funeral.
Well, I don't feel like then you get to C list and you're like, I don't want to pay for a meal for you.
Yeah, I don't like you enough for this.
Like, C-list, I haven't seen you in like 5 years.
Oh,
I don't know.
I mean, that could be fun. That's kind of like, a high school prom. And, your principal's kind of like the, fuck that up, whatever. But your principal is kind of like, the minister. And like, you're like the prom king and queen. And like all your high school friends that you never really cared about are there.
You could invite, I'm not going to name her, but.
Name her.
No, I'm not going to name her. I'm going to call her, we'll call her Stacy.
Why'd you have to go with that name?
I don't know. It's a basic.
It is a basic.
They both have basic. They have basic bitch names.
Yeah.
So they're both, yeah. Stacy could be spunky. Anyway, Stacy. But anyway.
E or no E?
E or no E?
I feel like
yeah, there's an E. There's an E in there.
An E?
I think there's an E in there. Okay. I think we should just go down this rabbit hole. We've been, me and Christina and another best friend in our posse, we've gone down this like enormous rabbit hole during quarantine about MLMs, multi-level marketing.
Oh, those things like Avon and Amway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the third A.
What's that?
Arbonne.
Oh.
I don't actually know how you say it.
Wait, there's also one with a Z where they sell knives, like, or vector marketing or something.
Isn't that Cutco or something?
There was Cutco.
There are more of them than you would think, which is scary.
There's even comedy schools that fall under that umbrella that I can't mention right now because that has nothing to do with this. But yeah.
I mean, I think that is why, like, I'm so interested in it. Well, we have this like friend.
Yeah, fool me once. Shame on you.
Yeah. So Stacy is just like living the MLM life. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm going to assume every horror story I've read, I'm going to assume that's going to end up being a bad thing.
I mean, you've seen Wolf of Wall Street. It worked out pretty good for that guy. He becomes a motivational speaker.
How always works out well for that one guy.
For that one guy. Yeah.
The top of the pyramid. But even he's not, that wasn't a multi-level, that's like penny stocks, right?
I mean, it's still the same thing. Like, you know, it's just somebody buying something and jacking up the price. It's all evil. Like, it's all invisible money.
I know. I mean,
at the end of the day, it is all scams.
Yeah.
I don't really know one way or the other.
I sometimes get caught looking at these, like, what are supposed to be motivational Instagram posts. And sometimes I don't realize who's posting it. And I'm like, oh yeah, like I should wake up and like do this thing, or should like follow this advice. And then once I see who's posting it, I'm like, hell no. Like this now takes on a whole new meaning. The one thing I can't get behind is like some of these damn bitches, they're like, this morning I made my bed, and then they like demand like a round of applause for that. Like, I just don't understand. Like, why weren't you making your bed before? You suddenly read a self-help book that told you to make your bed. Like, I just don't.
And it's an epiphany that requires like an Instagram post with like 5 paragraphs with stars in between them.
I have that meme actually. I have it saved in my phone because it makes me feel like a productive person if I can remember that one thing that I'd never do. So I'm sorry, Allie. You're wrong. No, I'm kidding. Fine.
That motivates you to make your bed?
Well, I still haven't done it. I see no point. I lie in it all day, but I used to make my bed. There was like a point but then I was like, all my stuff is like garbage anyway. That's why? Like, I don't have like that great of bedding. Like, who am I kidding?
That was always my excuse. It's like, why? None of it looks that great. And I'm not now the one who makes it most of the time, so.
Oh, really?
I get up first. It's fine.
Yeah. The gender roles have changed. Oh, well, then that's why he feels guilty. You know, I've done
if he wants it made, he can make it. He can make it himself. I don't care.
What time are you waking up these days?
Oh, probably like around 6:15, 6:30.
Oh my god.
PM? You're saying PM, right?
I mean, I still log onto my computer at like 7:30 a.m. So working from home is, at least I don't have to drive anywhere. I was getting up at like 4:45 before.
Oh my god, that's so true. Yeah, you were like super early. Mm-hmm. It's crazy because like back when I had a job, we had to be in the office. Yeah, it was actually 6 months ago. You had to be in at like 9 a.m. And that.
Yeah, what time are you getting up?
I'm getting up usually like by 8:15.
Wow. That's something. I feel like there should be an applause every time someone says before noon.
Jared, what time do you go to bed? I feel like that's the bigger question.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't I've gone to bed. I went to bed last night at 3, but it used to be 5:30, like clockwork, and then I'd wake up at 2. Like, I was on a good schedule. And then somehow I used to like stay up until 8 a.m. And then that's when it got crazy because I'd wake up at 5 and then I wouldn't know how to talk to people because I didn't have anything to go on whenever I'd run into someone. I just, I'd be like an alien. But that's nice that you have a good routine like that. I'm sure you get a lot done.
Yeah. Christina, what's it like to have a job?
Yeah.
So it's not bad. I'm not going to lie. That's the other thing about this whole MLM scam is that they always meme about how, you can get out of your 9 to 5. And, honestly, I kind of like having a 9 to 5 and having the stability of it. I'm not going to lie.
But some people just aren't genetically geared towards waking up early. And I think it's for those people who just are like, oh, fuck, I want to sleep till noon. Like,
I feel like you can do that and still have like a life that doesn't involve you sucking all of your friends and family dry for money.
I don't know if you can, but please let me know.
Jared lives in his dad's basement.
I was still talking about MLMs, but if we want to move on to Jared, then that's
fine. We don't have to move on to me.
He has other techniques of sucking his family dry.
I know. I never thought it would be me, but it somehow happened. Until like I fell into it, and hey, it works out. Like, I'm not much of a person who like needs stuff, but it turns out I do, and I've been taking it, and I don't think I'm ever gonna stop.
Stop living there?
No, like taking as much as I can get from any situation at all times. And that's what this pandemic has taught me. I know you're supposed to learn like value.
Hoard everything.
Yeah, but not me. I learned that, if you have a little bit of affluence, you might as well lean into it. And I mean, hey, I don't. I'm just saying if there's someone who's listening who does, and they're, in a pit of despair, they might as well, try to pull themselves out and not pay rent in a city that they don't live in. And that's what I did. So, yeah, I gave up my apartment. It's a long story long.
Yeah. Is that your now kitchen behind you then?
No, it's green screen.
No, I figured that out.
I know. I was trying to be still so you couldn't see But I live in a basement. I could turn it off, I guess. And then
do you want to reveal?
Why not? I didn't do it last time, so I'll do it this time.
Let's do the murder basement.
Yeah, let's see. What is his basement? See, there we go.
Oh, that's actually way better than I expected.
It's actually, not so bad. I turn on lights because that was my main critique last time, was that I was in the dark. So, yeah, it's kind of good.
I interviewed a guy last week who interviewed from his basement, and it was an unfinished basement with a bunch of crap around.
That's so scary.
I was wondering where the bodies were.
You're saying I have a leg up.
Yes, you do, actually.
Yeah.
For job interviews, that's great.
There you go. You have a background that won't scare people.
Yeah. Well, he should have just did what I did. He's like a sitcom kitchen.
There you go. Yeah, I actually did wonder why he didn't do that.
Are you moving forward with him?
No.
No. So it matters. It matters what's in your background.
Ooh.
In your literal background.
Well, I mean, I guess a blank wall compared to a murder basement.
It's usually preferable.
Huge difference. Something what were you thinking about there? Maybe he was caught between murdering people or something.
Maybe he was in a suit and tie or a shirt and tie, so
Interesting.
I know. Maybe he just takes it off in between, murders somebody, and gets back on.
I don't know how to dress for video interviews. Not
I was wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I
went for the Ricky Gervais look without realizing.
Ricky Gervais look.
That's what I would do.
You can never go wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. I'm for a podcast, just copy another comedian. Or a Louis C.K. Yeah, that's what they all do. They wear black shirts.
True.
They don't have any arms. They just have solid white arms. That's all I can see. But I digress.
Oh man. God, you guys. So I guess we should let our viewers. I'm laughing at that because that's the point we were at with this. It was who's listening? But anyway,
they're gonna come back for this.
They're gonna come, and they're gonna scroll down. And find this eventually.
They're gonna be wow, Jared used to live in his dad's basement before he made it big, back in, with all those condos down on the seaside or whatever. Yeah.
But so a year ago, the three of us and some other friends, we were at my house for Labor Day, which was, I can't believe that was a year ago before we knew anything was gonna happen. It was the best weekend ever.
Yeah.
Really fun.
It was Jared's first time at my house.
In Massachusetts,
In Massachusetts, yeah. And God, I miss karaoke. I miss fire pits.
Mm-hmm.
I miss
let it out.
I just I miss it. I miss it so much. I miss my parents being out of the house.
Yeah.
During the summer, but
Yeah. I missed that driveway. I finally learned how to do like a trick that I've been trying to do, and it would have been great to do it in that driveway because you got like smooth pavement. That was like the best place I've ever skateboarded in because New York is like has terrible pavement. That's all.
it's such a nice like.
That's all I miss. I don't.
That's what those taxes get you, though. You know,
Yeah,
in that town, like.
I know. That's what it must be. Well, or it was just the driveway or whatever. I mean, I have
Yeah.
a driveway like that in North Carolina, but even the pavement ain't that good there either. But yeah, look at us gabbing along about pavement.
I love pavement.
The band, yeah.
I love pavement.
That
But
was just something I
I
think.
miss house parties so much. And like, I guess like nowadays you get canceled for having house parties, right? Or having like these weekend getaways. But I've been seeing people on Instagram doing them. And I'm like, people who are like the most liberal, the most knowledgeable. And then they're like, oh, I went upstate and I rented a house with my friends. And I'm like, I'm not like going to yell at you for that, but it just seems very out of character for you to do that.
Well, here's a little hack that they're doing. They're also going camping because that's technically like a socially distanced activity because they're outside, you know? So that's another one that I've been seeing too. I don't know, Christina, have you been seeing anything that we need to know?
I mean, I've seen people go to events out of state. I've seen them going to like weddings out of state, which is crazy to me, and that people are even still having weddings.
Yep, that's the big one.
Yeah.
And I mean, actually, Northeastern University just suspended 11 kids off of their campus for the rest of the semester, non-refunded, because they had a party in the Westin Hotel that they got put up in to stay in, and couldn't hack it, so they're going back home.
That sounds great, you know.
Put up at the West.
God's protection, like hell yeah.
Can you imagine? You go.
I could have gotten kicked out of school at a younger age. I don't think I'd be in this mess. I would have gone to air condition repair school, and figured something out. But so that's kind of a good thing for these kids. It'll turn around for them.
You can still go to AC school.
No, my fingers are tired.
It's too late. It's too late.
Okay.
Yeah, I found other interests. I'm sorry. The mind only can carry so much knowledge, and I'm just about full. So, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
But you're
everyone.
just not going to do anything. I've recently given up applying for jobs. Not really, but
I haven't started.
Just for a couple days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't let anyone hear you say that.
I know, Mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's listening.
I know, I'm afraid. My mom referred to, I think she was referring to the show, but I didn't want to get clarification because I really didn't want to know. She referred to our show as the Dislike Show, I think.
Yeah.
She texted me. Yeah. She was complaining like about me running up the data, and then she was like, I'm not paying for disliked.
That's funny.
And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I don't want to know.
Running up the data on your phone, though.
Yeah, I'm still on my parents' plan.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I get that, but that doesn't affect the dislike show.
No, it doesn't.
Exactly.
I'm
just making sure, like for all our viewers listening.
No, I'm on my Wi-Fi right now.
Yeah, exactly. So how dare she? You know what? I'm just going to call her out right now. If she's listening, no, that's fine. I think I can stop. It's going to be pretty weird.
This is our test right now.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll have a parent on of each of us. Ugh, I just want to vomit now.
That scares me so much.
Yeah, these are awful fantasy shows that we're pitching. Oh
my god.
Yeah. Well. So you're running up the data on what? Probably running.
I don't know. I think I'm
Spotify running.
I think you're right. Oh, I use Apple.
I guess download some music and stop streaming.
I tried downloading it, and then it's like too slow. I wanted to run to Britney Spears this morning, and it just wouldn't download.
Ugh. Well, at least we figured out that issue.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We'll put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Oh God. So what's it like in Boston? For the viewers who don't know, Christina's based in Boston.
Yeah, based in Boston.
I'm
Such a world traveler in that way.
We got Boston people on the show. We got
Boston could get people cancel Boston all the time.
They do.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's a really racist city historically.
You have a high threshold for offensive humor, I've noticed. So it's kind of good that we've had you on.
We do have a high proportion of like shock humor comedians from here, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's true.
I wonder what that is. Is it because you're so close to the water that like you're just like, well, I don't know. I don't know. You're like, you have that surfer mentality.
The lobster fishermen are also, seafaring and foul mouthed. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it has something to do with being close to the water, because it's like that with South Brooklyn people too. Like people in like Staten Island are like that. They're like very similar to Boston. I think it has something to do with being close to the water. Like
there's like people who are very educated, and then there are people who are like that are that foul mouth, like Boston strong, and like that's like all their identity consists of. Maybe I'm sounding
Yankees suck or something like that.
Yeah, like bash someone's head in.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do the SNL, thing that they did, like Jimmy Fallon does. No, not gonna do.
I know, it's so
not gonna do it. So instead, I'll do the George Bush.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your favorite president?
Me?
Yeah. But there are some okay. So my thought with Boston is like it's so it's very white, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no denying that.
No.
It's just very white. So I don't think I think its racist reputation is comes from people saying God knows what because they've never met a person of color, right? Or they've
the whole busing thing I don't think helped.
No.
I think a lot of it is because they were set up to be racist, and that's why it's inherent because of the structures that their houses were built on. Yeah, they're kind of segregated through the structure. So that's why, not knowing is going to breed ignorance and hate that.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about that is with the structure, it's you mentioned the busing too. It pretty much they're every black person is segregated into one part of Boston. From what I remember,
which they're now gentrifying. So.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I don't know what it looks like now.
Someone explain this busing thing to me. I hear it a lot, in debates and stuff. And I don't know, there might be other viewers who don't know what it is. So someone jump in.
I'm gonna go off my 1 year of U.S. history that went past the Civil War. Which was 11th grade history for this one. Mm-hmm. So let's see. I believe that it was a policy where kids were bused to other schools. So kids in inner cities would be bused out to the suburbs.
Wait, so did they just show up at a school and then they'd take them to a different school?
Kind of. Yeah, I think they'd pick you up at home like a normal school bus, and then they would take you somewhere. And I believe there were a lot of people, especially in the area of South Boston, that did not approve and did a lot of yelling. And
it's a long bus ride. I used to have to wake up at 6 a.m. when I was in third grade or whatever to go to a school that wasn't in my district, and so I understand what it's like. Even though, it has to do with color. It was just, I had limited issue that was available to me. So I had to go all the way out to Canarsie or whatever. And I can empathize with these children who don't want to be bused. And,
Well, I don't think the problem was, I don't think the kids
don't want to wake up early.
Either, but the parents didn't want these inner city kids in their schools, which is really kind of the problem.
That's really the issue. See, now I'm finally understanding it. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's what that's what ignorance breeds. If the education isn't there, you're just gonna fester.
And I actually think that is true, because I feel like our town was very seemingly inclusive on the surface, but there was so much ignorance to other cultures and other people that we are seeing now. A lot of the people that we went to high school with just turn into these absolutely insane viewpoints and just really becoming like complete racist assholes.
I shiver. I've like in quarantine, well, when like all the protests started, it's like I've had so many flashbacks of how much of an asshole I was in high school that I'm just like, I can't believe it. Like, why? Like, how come I wasn't called out? How come? It's just like, it's like also like, who remembers this? Which like shouldn't be. That shouldn't be the point. The point is, I said it. It was set. Like, it's off. Like, I don't even know what I just like. Probably like Taylor Swift level of shit, like not outwardly racist, but like just like
ignorant,
ignorant and stupid and like microaggressions. Like oh God.
Yeah, we're just outing ourselves now to never get hired again. Like, it's one thing to have the name of a podcast being the canceled show, but I mean, hey, at least we're admitting that we'd like to learn, that we have learned too, I've learned the hard way, but in different ways than probably you guys.
Well, I'm talking about me as like under 18.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, also, and me like in college too. I wasn't that awful too, but like,
you're really self-absorbed.
you write Facebook posts.
Yeah.
Who, me or Christina? Christina, you write a terrible Facebook
No, Jared. What were you saying, Christina?
God, I don't even remember now. I almost looked up my live journal for this, though, by the way, speaking of. But then I thought that's a way of outing myself in a way that I'm not
oh, God. With. Well, I'm trying to think, like, we would, like, on live journal, we'd write literally every single detail of our lives.
I had to private a bunch of posts in college because they were about people that I was like, you can still read this. And I put their full fucking name in this post. So like, if you Google them, they'll probably come up.
That's the worst. Oh man.
Yeah. I was like 14 and apparently didn't understand how the internet worked yet.
I did something like that. Now it's all coming back to me. I did like, I had a Zanga, and I like wrote a bunch of things that people could probably still find, because I don't know how to go through Zanga, but like a guy commented and was like kind of on my side, and he was like sort of a supremacist of sorts. I don't know. I just like wrote in caps foul language about some like race or whatever that was on a train that was loud coming home from the beach. Like, I know. You know what? I stand by it. Come at me. They were loud. It was obnoxious. I didn't have headphones. It was 2004. And I still hold it to my heart, clearly. But no, I'm just saying,
never run for office. You're fine.
You can't come after a kid. Well, I'll just double down when I do run for office. I'll just say, it's just something I said. Do you think I believe it? Does everyone believe the shit they say? You're talking faster than you can think all the time. I'm even saying that right now, yeah.
You're typing faster than you can think.
Well, that's that same thing. Yeah, people do that. I do that when I text. That's why you'll always receive a ton of them and not just one paragraph.
You're a
like a stream of consciousness.
Yeah, instead of a teardrop.
Yeah. What's the thing? Teardrop?
Yeah, this is the size of the text that you tend to send.
Yeah, I go with teardrops. It's just easier to break it up too, with like, having a little white space. You don't want to see like a block. All right, ladies, no blocks of text.
I like how you veered away from you saying something awful.
Oh, here we go.
You see that
and racist on your Zanga. You're now trying to like divert the conversation. I find that interesting.
I have to leave. I have a phone call. Yeah, no. It is interesting that I can continue to do this because I'm going to right now, and I'm going to ask you about that picture behind you on your wall.
Mine?
Yes. Who else has a? Yeah.
That's my grandmother.
Oh, well, I'd rather talk about me being racist. I take it.
Me too. No one wants to hear about my grandmother.
I know. Right? No one
It's
does.
my grandmother on her wedding day.
I had a thing, like some girl I was chatting with once. She was like, you can't joke about the Holocaust. My grandmother was in the Holocaust and she wrote a diary, a book. And I was just like, your grandmother was Anne Frank? But no, it wasn't. And I kind of fucked up by saying she wrote a diary, but she did write a book. And, you know, I was talking to that person, a famous person, I guess, of like a grand person. I don't know, famous grand person. So, yeah, just saying, I can't stop. I'll say dumb shit no matter what, where I see the opening too.
I just had a thought that might get me canceled, but like, can you imagine being the, can you imagine writing a book about your experience in the Holocaust and it's not as successful as Elie Wiesel?
Yeah, exactly. Right. And that's, see, you didn't name that. It wasn't her. So yeah, I should follow up with that person since, yeah.
What? Says Elie Wiesel's
Yeah,
famous?
exactly. Yeah, well, so did her. Like, and Anne Frank. I've never heard of your shit grandmother. Like, I guess it was a bad experience. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I guess she didn't really have like that tough of an experience. If like I'm just hearing about this now, everybody has a book about their pain.
Yeah, everyone's trying to write it.
It's like a weird sadistic thing to write, like just being like, it was like a child called It, but for like adults.
Oh God, I remember that. Wasn't that like a book people read in like 7th grade? I didn't read
3
it.
books. Yeah, they're very easy to read too.
There was some like, oh God, I can't believe like 12-year-olds like were reading that.
Well, you're supposed to, because this is what your parents could do to you.
So you're supposed to recognize.
So be glad they're not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, that's probably.
Is that what you're supposed to recognize the signs that you're being abused? Yeah, the signs
of abuse, I guess. And also, it's just a harrowing tale. Probably more of a harrowing tale than what that grandmother went through in the Holocaust. Since, like I said, just hearing about her. But yeah, I take it she's your grandmother in that photo. Was just coming out of it? Is she going
My grandma was not in the Holocaust, but
I thought all grandmothers were in the Holocaust.
It was funny. I was going to say, I don't know what grade, maybe 8th grade, we had to watch like a video on the Holocaust. It was like a school assembly. And I had like a couple people come up to me apologizing.
Oh no.
And I was like, I don't understand. And they're like, I'm just sorry. Like, you know, your like heritage or whatever, your people had to go through that. And I was like, I'm half Jewish and they like all of them like came here before that. Granted, like I that's another ignorant thing to say because it's like, oh, they're probably pushed out because, you know, I don't even know what it's called, but you know, in Fiddler on the Roof, when they all have to like, they're forced out of Anatevka, it's like, it was that reason, I think. Mm-hmm. It was just like, oh, okay, they're like, they're being pushed out of their town. They might as well immigrate.
Yeah. Regardless, that just made you the token Jewish girl in our grade. So, you know.
Yeah.
There were
a couple others.
See, we've been oppressed. You know, we've
been oppressed.
Shit, you know, just to appease you white people. We're JOCs. Nope. Take it back. JONCs. Jews of non. I don't know. I can't even spell it, but yeah. I didn't have it so easy. I'm just going to chime in and talk about me for a second. Yeah, like it felt very recent, the Holocaust, when I was growing up in the 90s, because I didn't get a ton of Hanukkah presents. And they were like, because he's dead. You know, you want another night of Hanukkah? One night isn't enough for you. I know you're supposed to have 8, but that's the reason why. Because your grandmother's brother's dead, and his brother's dead too from the Holocaust. So remember that when you're counting your presents.
I got 4 nights because I'm half Jewish and we celebrated Christmas.
You're lucky. I didn't have Christmas in my house because it's associated with Nazism. At least my mother associates it with the Holocaust. Because, that's just what she does. She refuses to have a Christmas tree, and it's really upsetting my stepfather. He wishes he could have one because he celebrated Christmas his whole life. And yeah, it's kind of a sad thing for them to, have to fight about every year. And one time I even decorated like a palm tree and Christmas lights. She freaked the hell out. So I don't know. She wasn't even in the Holocaust. I would say this, that the children of Holocaust survivors are the crazy ones. And there's even articles and documentation to back that up.
The children. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Christina's seen my house around, my parents' house around.
Yeah,
Christmas.
that's my favorite.
It's the total opposite. My mom is just.
You have 2 Christmas trees.
Loves it. Yeah.
Well, I think because you're like second generation Holocaust or third generation. I think I'm second generation. I don't know.
I don't know. That's the thing though. Like we're not even Holocaust.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
even.
like a restaurant at this point.
I know. I'm like, what counts
like
as
Cheesecake Factory? That's what it makes me think of. The Holocaust. Like just because we say it all the time, does it even have any meaning?
Never forget.
Yeah. Well, that's 9/11.
I thought 9/11 took that from the Holocaust.
Really? I didn't think that any of them took from each other. That the tragedies.
Maybe I'm starting beef.
Yeah, right. Who had it worse? I mean, I think we all know it was slavery. I think anything with slavery is always, always trumps like accidents. Not even accidents, terrorism maybe.
Why did you put that in quotes?
I don't know. Yeah. No, terrorism. Oh, it makes sense that it should be in quotes, actually. I take it back. Because it's perspective. The people who did it might not see it that way.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to be on the record. I see it as terrorism.
Yeah, I know. I do too. But some people who may, be listening to this who are into cancel culture, I don't want to lose my following that I'm starting to get from, anti-heroes and what have you.
Oh man. I mean, look, I looked at our analytics. I think we got one listener.
Yeah, it was probably me checking to see if it worked.
Me too.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, Chris, are you going to use your camera?
Yeah, I'm going to use it.
Yay!
Yes. Finally, we have 4 guests with cameras.
It took us 2 episodes. Oh, I love that shot of you.
Yeah.
Yo.
I like that room.
Yeah, thank you. This is where I watch shit.
Oh my god. That's
nice.
Yeah.
You cleaned for us?
No, this is just my life, man.
Oh. Yeah.
Boy.
So you have a couch in your bedroom.
Yeah. Should I just pick up my desktop and give you a tour? Oh, there's my laundry. There's my bed.
The myth starts to unfold.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris, meet Chris.
Yeah.
Christina. She doesn't go by Chris.
Yeah.
Hello.
I was gonna be Kristen. Yeah.
Why not?
Cause I guess technically in the 90s it was a girl's name. My grandma was like, you can't give him a girl's name.
Wait, Kristen or Christian?
I'm Christian, but it was Kristen.
Oh.
Yeah. Kristen. I don't know.
I think you should still go by
It would have
Kristen.
been hot now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I screaming at this? I don't do
No, you're a little low even. So you could stand to get a few hairs closer.
Can I do it on this? Can I do it on this thing?
Maybe you can. In your sound preferences, you can maybe adjust your output. Do we want to start over again? Is that what I'm getting?
No.
Yeah.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that works.
How are you? Wait. So what's the deal? What are we doing here? What's going on?
It's really just conversations. We're just picking your brains.
We're just talking about canceled stuff too. All that sort of things.
We even like it if you can even talk about us. You can.
Yeah. Well, Is your hair is different, right? For your guest to know, your hair is different.
I got a haircut.
Yeah. Right.
I got little angles that are.
Yeah.
Wait, the back too? It's gone.
Yeah, I don't know what you call it. No.
He did the Maisie Williams. Did you
No,
see what she did?
I could never do a pixie cut like that.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't really be me. It's just like a Jennifer Lawrence from like 5 years ago, I think.
I see it now.
Yeah. I guess if we want to talk about something canceled, we can talk about the fact that I canceled on Chris 2 times or 3 times in the last month to go skateboarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how about the last decade?
What?
Okay, so what's funny is I'm gonna out you, Jared. So when we were booking for last week's show, so we reached out to Chris and we're like, over Facebook, so whatever. And Jared's like, I don't think he's gonna get back to us. I'm pretty sure he's mad at me. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure
no.
we asked him through Facebook Messenger, and not everyone is like up to speed on, like, no one constantly checks Messenger. It's like actually
Oh my goodness, no.
a bad place for us to ask
Facebook's
people.
the worst place to try to reach me.
Yeah.
I would reply quicker by mail than I reply by Facebook.
So fun. I mean,
But anyways, Jared also has this thing where he thinks he's got all these conspiracies about people against him.
Yep.
I'm perfectly fine with Jared. You can cancel me 10 times, Jared. I'll still go skate with you.
It's true. We have tried to whack you many times in the past, but that was when you were
unwhackable.
Yeah, you are well, you don't whack people like in the mob because they kill people. Like you can you whack people now by just not talking to them and ghosting them, but you can't do that to someone like you.
Is ghosting the new whacking?
Ghosting is the old whacking.
Old whacking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't do that. Now you can't ghost people in a pandemic. Like it's an emergency.
It doesn't make sense. Like you just assume they died, right?
Right,
like,
exactly. Like life has a whole new meaning.
Yeah. No, but you know what's cool about the pandemic is that there was like kind of fringe friends that you were kind of hanging on to. And then now like 6 months has passed. You can just like act like you didn't ghost them, like just circumstance. You can get rid of so many people in your life.
Yeah. I mean, if someone lives in a totally different neighborhood than you.
Yeah, it's done.
Like, I'm really not.
Name one person you're thinking of, like, of just cutting. Who are we whacking today, folks? Who are we canceling?
Honest, so I live in Brooklyn. We actually, the three of us live in Brooklyn. Christina lives in Boston.
Oh, shit. Watch out.
Christina's a different story.
Comedy reaches Boston now, apparently.
Right?
I'm not even a comedian. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. She's actually a canceled fan.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm the first fan on the show.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Who's your first guest? Who'd you have?
We had.
You just have to listen. Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't tell. We don't talk about past shows. You gotta listen to it. You know, we had on some really cool people. I mean, I guess I could talk about it.
We had Candace Musinski, and then we had Jesse, who is Jared's friend who's helped him move 4 times.
Yeah, that's why I'm actually kind of glad I'm third, because that means I skipped like the first 2 trial rounds on like the third practice shot.
This is like the second. This is the second episode. Yeah. So you're actually on the second trial round. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. We told this to Candace too. We're like, our approach with booking people right now is like, let's book people who won't give us too much shit when we fuck up.
And right now, it seems like you're doing a great job at that.
Yeah. Thanks for offering moral support, you guys.
I don't care.
Yeah, well, we wanted to do it with people we were comfortable with, like who, you know, we got to pump out a bunch of these before they get right.
People comfortable with you?
Huh? No, we got to get comfortable.
How's Christina doing over there? What's Christina?
Don't talk to her. You do not talk to her. Talk to Christina.
2 boxes over.
You can answer.
Oh, thank you, Jared.
That's the squares.
You're actually like down from me.
Oh, I'm down from you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess it switches for everyone. Allie's over here for me.
Oh, you're here for me.
Oh, okay. Nice.
This will be fun for YouTube to watch.
Okay. Yeah. Just like miming. Yeah. Yeah, Boston is
What's Boston core like?
not bad. There are a lot of old people who don't want to quarantine for some reason, but
Oh, I know, right?
yeah, bunch of college kids, some of whom are already getting sent back. So,
oh man,
yeah. But other than that, I don't know. We're not doing too bad. I stay where I am most times. So.
What is with old people not wearing masks?
Man, I don't know.
Hard to talk wearing them, and they love to put in their 2 cents constantly.
right?
Yeah.
No, they're like this. They with their masks. But what do you say, guys? Corona, real, fake, man-made? What's your opinion?
Yeah.
I don't think Corona cares about our opinion, is my opinion.
Valid. Valid. Jared?
I would say that it's real, but it's also like a conspiracy because I mean, look who you're talking to. But it is kind of a bit of a hoax in the sense that they want to keep us inside. They don't want us to cause trouble. Like eventually it's going to be like that for other shit that we haven't even heard of. Like we didn't live in a quarantine time ever until now. And the fact that it sort of like works, if you can pay everybody, then sure, this is like a pretty like solid thing to do to hamper people causing trouble with the Black Lives Matter movement. I think they knew that this was going to happen because of last year. Yeah, see, now I'm getting even more into the weeds.
Jared,
Wait,
I want
who's
to hear
that?
Jared's
Who's that?
takes on the BLM.
The Democrats. Think about that. As much as we want them in power, they're also evil. We got to get
yeah.
party system, and we got to vote for Bernie. That's right, Bernie 2024.
This is officially your endorsement.
Yeah, exactly. Unless someone better comes along.
Your September endorsement.
Unless AOC decides to become a trans man, then he has my vote, and that's what I get canceled for. But no, I would take her policies.
Snip that.
Yeah, snip that. No, I just wanted to say something so freaking terrible that whatever. I'm getting away from the point, which is that coronavirus, it is real, but it's also a political stunt to take Trump out of office, which is great because he doesn't belong there either. Like some of it, yeah, it's like the perfect storm. That's what I would describe it.
Wait, so what do you think? What do you think he's? What's your You think he's not going to leave, Jared?
Definitely not, and I think he's going to win too, and that it's going to be up to a Supreme Court justice who will probably let him win, and will always hate him, even though after that he's always going to make the right call on everything. But this is the thing he's not going to do right. He's going to be our president again for the next 4 years.
I think if he got 4 more years, he just would never leave.
Yeah, and that too.
Yeah.
That could happen.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, how can you not leave? Like, I think, you know what, we're
I
already...
know, he's living
now.
cushy.
Like he literally has the top dog spot.
I mean, we want to we all are living in agony with this situation, but him, he's loving it.
I mean, he never liked being the president to begin with at first, until he realized he could go golfing and all that. But we're trying to stay away from talking politics like those comedians who don't have a life and only are like dominated by what they hear on like blogs and shit.
Your acquaintances?
Yeah, our acquaintances. But I mean, no, we could take a moment to talk about this because it does need to be said that, I think I said everything I need to say.
Well, I'm curious, Chris, because are you back working?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm working twice a week.
You're working in restaurants. So
yeah.
What have people been like? What have the customers?
Fucking rude.
Yeah.
Like fucking rude. And I mean, like there are people who are like kind. Like the first week I went back to work, I feel like people were like treating me like, like an essential worker. And then like a week later, people are like immediately back to being like devil spawn. Like it's so awful. Well, I work on Bedford, like in Williamsburg, so it's just like the tackiest people. And I think like during COVID, like so much of us like changed, and then you get to see a whole community of people who just want to go exactly to how they were before. And I would say it's kind of fun talk, but it's just, I don't know.
it's weird how we're just like okay with like wearing a mask when we go out to eat and stuff.
I know. We're still disgusting people just with like
Yeah.
a mask on.
Like it's like, oh, I'll just do it with a mask. It's like when Jews with the hole in the sheet, or like when they like cut corners on the holidays with the loopholes and shit. Like, no, we're in quarantine.
I do like that it's making us realize how fucking weird and gross mouths are. Mouths are like the new asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my mask smells so bad.
Yeah.
I probably only wash it.
Gotta change them.
I know. And that's it. What'd you say?
I hand wash that shit.
I should. I have a portable washer, and I should.
You have a portable washer?
Yeah, that's like, I don't know. Mike bought it. It was like $60 on Amazon.
I will just say this. I hate wearing a mask, and so that's why I don't go outside. Like, it's a pretty even trade, I would say. Like,
yeah, wearing them for like a full shift, because the other thing that's shitty is like the city is like shaking down restaurants and bars for like any, like all these like liquor authority and like all this like health department. They're all like shaking restaurants down because they're getting like paydays off like fines and shit. So if like an employee isn't wearing a mask, the restaurant gets like a $1,500 fine.
Worth it.
Like, yeah.
For the air.
So like even if you're like in the back of a restaurant and like take your mask off for like a second, like someone could be like,
you should be getting paid more for that. If you have to wear a mask, that's like having an extra person choking you, like a weak.
I have a mask pimp. See, that's a mask pimple. I get them like here too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you wear it for like 8 hours, and you're just breathing your stanky ass breath into your face.
And you're holding hot food, like.
Yeah.
You're just like.
You're like a fireman, or like someone working construction. You know.
Yeah. I love serving though. I feel like so many people have like shame with it, but like I don't know. It's like the most zen job to me.
Yeah.
I might have to get into it. Maybe Allie and I, maybe that's where we end up.
Maybe they'll let you be busboy, because I don't know how.
Jared would be a horrible busboy.
I'd be the truck boy.
Jared would be just a horrible restaurant employee.
I just like can't imagine Jared like working with customers, or like someone would complain about a food, I don't know, something not being well done, and he would like probably throw it down at them like Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Or something. Be like,
wow, I can't believe that's how you think about me. I mean, I don't want to change that.
Jared, I can promise you that if you ever ask me to get you a job, like I would get you a job before I would get Cepha a job. You're a hard recommendation.
That's fine. I don't ever want to work again. I've decided. I've retired.
I know your suburban home looks good behind you.
Yeah, this isn't even it. You should see it.
What's on the fridge? What are those bills?
That's the Sopranos set. This is my.
Oh, it is. That's where he ate mad gabagool or whatever.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, that's the real deal.
Yep. Now you know.
So
the mask
I want to know. Oh, what? Get him off of here.
Yeah, right.
So what do you like? I'm trying to navigate etiquette, right? So
ask me any of your hard burning questions about etiquette, because I'll go in. I know.
Okay. So server comes over to take order.
Okay.
Should customer put their mask back on?
If it's like, see, the thing is that people don't realize is there are like really bitter servers and bartenders that like will look for any reason to be like upset with a customer, and those people are vapid and they won't get along anywhere. But like the average person, I think honestly doesn't care if you put your mask on.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, like we're interacting with like so many people throughout the day, like dropping your nachos off. Like I'm not worried about you not having your mask on. Especially when there's like straight up people who like, there's like the move now, like a lot of people have their mask on, but as soon as they talk to you, they take it off and like lean right at you.
Yeah.
That's like a big move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can show you the moves here.
Okay.
It's funny, when I first saw Chris back in April, he was not wearing a mask. He thought it was going to go away. Like,
what are you talking about? Where?
Remember we hung out? Yeah, we like smoked a J, like, it was.
Oh, because I got it.
Dick lipped it.
You said you
know
got
what?
it.
Because I got it. I like honestly, I had the best like.
Yeah.
I had the best like COVID situation because like I got it early and like it wasn't that bad. So I felt like.
So you couldn't smell? You couldn't taste? Like it was that? Like those were the symptoms?
No, I just had like fucking like weird shits was a symptom. Had like
Just
weird
diarrhea.
shit.
It was diarrhea.
Not even diarrhea. Diarrhea would be simpler. It was like more complex. It was like some days, you know, it was abstract shit expression.
I just felt really depressed.
Like half mushy.
And then I had a fever for one night and a fever for a morning.
Flu in the morning, fever at night. I don't know what's going on. No, I know you didn't say that, but I can't help but riff off of that. But you were saying you got like a mask with you. I interrupted your story.
Oh no! Well, no one's watching this, right? It's on.
No, this is, yeah.
Okay, so
you might put it on YouTube.
Guests can imagine like they come up like this. You hear my muffled voice. So like, they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" And they look, "Can I have this?" That's the move. Can I do this?
Yep.
Yeah. My favorite is like I've literally seen people like do a whole grocery shopping like by like just putting their t-shirt over their nose.
I tried that.
Yeah, literally like 45 minutes shopping
Oh my
with just a t-shirt over their nose.
Mm-hmm.
I did like once wrap a sweatshirt over my mouth.
That's a good move.
I was walking, like I was in my hometown and like walking down in the neighborhood, and then I saw like a flower stand or something, and then I was like, oh, I want to go there. Yeah. That's all I had on me. But.
You know what? I think there is like weird like subconscious like mask communication now though. Because I feel like, honestly, I feel like some people don't realize it, but when they look at an ugly person, they put their mask on.
Whoa. Really?
Honestly, I think people do that.
I think you do that around hot people because you don't want them to see that you're ugly.
It's two-sided.
Yeah, exactly. See, maybe that's just the way you think. You gotta, you know.
I do it around families.
Yeah, I'll do it around old people, families.
Same here, but with headphones.
I don't even think I'm doing it like because I'm like a good person. Like I think I'm doing it because I think that they have it and I don't want it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. Like I don't care about getting it, but I don't know. You know, we're supposed to be like, we're just the common folk. Like, why does the responsibility lie on our hands? I'll wear a mask all the time. I'll do all the protocols. But like when I'm outside, I'm just like, I'm really not. It's been like fucking like 6 months. Like I'm not worrying as much anymore.
I can't hear. I don't people. It's become too much of a issue. Like,
well, you know what? There's also like, honestly, there is like sociopaths who really don't care about other people's health and all that. But then there's also like people who like love control. And I feel like there's like a lot of like fucking annoying people. It's like another reason to like try to like another thing to like judge and control people. Like if they like, I don't know. They're like going on a run and like don't have a mask or some shit.
See, it's exactly what I was saying. Like about government control and all that, and also it gives like people like elites as the non-elites call them. It gives them the option to just be like, put on a mask, like, which is a fancy way of saying shut the fuck up.
No, and also the ugly people thing.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but like,
no, I'm done.
The elites, like when you're talking about, we live in Brooklyn, you got all these bougie ass fucking twerps. And honestly, I also think they put their mask on when they pass poor people.
Yeah.
Yo, I catch Matt. Yo, straight up, this is far-fetched. Marie Hernandez Park, Christina is a park here in Brooklyn, and it's got like a little roundabout that people walk. And I watched this chick go around maskless. And you know, I was like reading my book, but I was thinking about like the hood dudes, all the fucking ratchet dudes. Who were all people of color, so we were all hanging, vibing, and I watched this chick, and she would like right before she got to us, she would put her mask on, and then as soon as she pass us, she would take it off, and then she would walk around mad other people, and then I'm like, I'm crazy, like that's so far fetched, like this bitch isn't that racist, And then she did it again. And then I was like, no, I'm literally crazy. There's no way. And she was walking by other crowds. And then she straight up did it again. Like as soon as like she got by like kind of like poor black people, she would put her mask on. And it's like, COVID doesn't care about your fucking class, like what class you're in, your fucking color of your skin. That shit's coming for you no matter what.
I'm like surprised she still even lives in Bushwick. Like,
no, yo, that's what Brooklyn's becoming. Yo, I saw this white girl had a tote that said like 100% Brooklyn, and I was like, I think it's, you know what? It's because we have like, I feel like there's been like so many layers of gentrification now, where I feel like, you know, living in this neighborhood, I don't know, like when like Jared lived on Irving in like Bushwick, I feel like, you know, we were like an earlier generation of like people moving in, and there's like a self-awareness.
Yeah.
Now it's been so long that when people move here, they think that it's always been like it is now, and don't realize that only 5-10 years ago was completely different.
Is there Eurotrash?
Eurotrash?
Yeah.
Yo, I went to upstate, and there was like there was like 5 European people upstate, which was so wild to me.
That's so weird because even like
why there? They love.
I like become like really nationalistic during COVID, and like in the what's the word? When you don't like people.
Oh, xenophobic.
Xenophobic. I like really become like kind of like xenophobic during COVID, because I'm like, why don't you? I think there's like a, I don't know, not like xenophobic, but like hearing like a Swedish guy be in Brooklyn, I'm like, it's COVID. Go back to Sweden. Like, come back.
I know. I went on the Brooklyn Bridge and saw like, because it's so empty right now, so why not take advantage of it? And saw a bunch of tourists, European tourists who were not wearing masks. And I'm like, you fucking brought this here. Like,
no, yeah, right.
And I punched them in the face.
Yeah, the American. I guess it's not even European, it's just tourists. Because I guess there's this hardcore pride right now about like staying in your city when COVID hit, when like so many people like went back to. Well, Jerry, Long Island doesn't count. That's so close.
I left too.
That's how I know. That's how I beat this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like also, I come back like all the time. I have a car. It's nothing. Like,
yo, Jared's just having a hard time dealing with the fact that he's now. I don't know how to put it. Like you're. What's that last scene in Avengers where they all start to fizzle?
Yeah.
To dissipate. That's happening, bro. That's what happens.
Well, I'm not gonna get married
drive here. Have you drove here recently?
Yeah. I was here on what was it, Sunday? Yeah, and then I went to Rockville Beach and everything. Yeah, I was there on Saturday, Sunday, or was it Friday, Saturday? I don't remember. But I was.
Yo, you don't hit me up.
I was in the part you don't live in. I've gone to the white people part of Brooklyn, and you live in.
I know Jared and I bond because we both skateboard, and he has this running bit about how he wants to skate like a white guy.
Yeah,
and I just don't.
Isn't that Tony Hawk's thing?
No, it's like also like all the guys in skating, like all the white dudes, the ones with fucking no style.
I know, well, because you gave me this like this video of like a very like white proper guy.
The whitest guy.
And he gave me a lot of tips that really, you know, they skate with very tight trucks, you know. But it's not just that. I was gonna skate with you, and I saw a video of you like almost knocking into a 14-year-old. Like he wasn't paying attention. I don't want to have to look out for other people at the parks. Yeah, I guess I'm a little bit of a snob, as you would say, about like skateboarding around like other people. That's why I even found a nice place in Long Island. It's on the border. It's in Jamaica, Queens. I think we can meet up there. Like,
this is what I'm talking about. He's like, oh, I'll keep driving to Brooklyn. He wants me to go to the deepest end of Queens to go skateboard with him.
Do you have a car?
No.
Katie does.
How are you gonna get to Jamaica?
Katie's got one. His girlfriend can drive him.
Is she gonna want to do that? Like,
it's not that far. And also,
babe,
here's how you do it.
You drive me to go skate with Jared in Jamaica, Queens.
You can take the LIRR.
Pick me up in
Broadway
2 hours.
Yeah, pick me up. Yeah.
All you got to do is take it from, you know, LIRR, not not a very far trip. Like, I'm not asking you to take the subway.
Yeah.
It's just a little pricey to take in the LIR. It's like maybe like $6, you know, because you got to transfer. No, it's less. You could even, if you get to Broadway Junction, you could probably be like, oh, I forgot, and like you could probably get away with not paying. Like,
so you should hide in the bathroom of the LIRR.
It's just one stop from Broadway Junction, and you know where Broadway Junction is.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's one stop from Broadway Junction, and then it's gonna be like maybe like a bus ride, like I don't know, but it's not very far. You just look it up on a map. Laurelton, it just opened last year, and I passed it when I'm on the Southern State, and I was like, holy shit! Like, this place looks new. The concrete looks fresh. There's not as many people.
You also want to skate there because it's probably a bunch of 12-year-olds.
I don't want to be around like really big, tall, doofy dudes who like have been doing it for decades. Who like know how to.
You want to be the best one there.
I want
all the 12-year-olds who can pull over.
Well, I found out. I was at this place and I was mad discouraged. The skate park I've been skating at.
No
Sorry
shirtless.
for Jared and I turning this into a skate podcast.
I knew it was.
No, but this is just more a human adult life. So Jared and I, for the age we are, most people who skate at our age are very good because they've been doing their whole life. Jared and I are very not good, and
yeah.
And I was mad discouraged because there was these guys like fucking tearing it up. And I was like, these are just the local guys. I found out they're all pro. All pro.
Yeah.
So I was like, it was like going to like a local basketball court and it's like fucking LeBron James and shit playing. And you're like, this is how good people are at basketball?
What are they in Lords of Dogtown or something?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I got a bunch of free decks in my, because they were in the trash next door. Yeah, a lot of pros live in Brooklyn. And I think I got a bunch of like old decks from an ex-pro, but still,
I want to build
be
a planter out of skateboards.
I don't want to see some guy perfectly toned with his shirt off doing a Smith grind kickflip out, like, and
That's
then I'm just
you gotta get over that, Jared.
That's what I told Jared. Jared wants to play like it's all these other like neurotic facets of his brain, but really the thing is Jared just has the biggest ego.
That's the problem. So
he really
you can't
does.
take that out. You can't take the ego out.
Like, I'm hearing that you're in a skate park with a bunch of pros. I'm like, wow, what an opportunity to like watch these guys in the flesh. And you're like,
Jared's
I have to run away.
I resent those men. I resent them for who they are.
I resent them. They could go somewhere else. They could go to Camp Woodward. Why do they got to do it? Yeah, that's a joke for the skaters.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I know. That's why I thought this would be a fun juxtaposition.
Can I ask to get it off a skateboard?
No,
because I'm fondling this mask. Do you guys think like? Okay, so do you think we all probably have different angles on it, but like masks are hot, right? Like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. I think mask play is going to become a thing.
It is already. I don't know if you've been on the hub, but
yeah,
is it like there?
People keeping the mask on when they fuck?
Ooh.
Yep. But I don't think they're doing like any weird shit where they're like, oh, my it's just like I don't think it's like that.
It's alright.
Your lips are chapped.
I know, like role play, like it's alright, baby. I got antibodies.
It's not like that. It's just like a nurse taking care of some guy, or just like she just has it on because, this and that.
When you said masks are hot, I thought you meant like trendy.
Oh.
No, I mean like
temperature
actually. Like,
yeah.
like honestly, like I feel like so many people that I see running around, I'm like, the mask, like it's like pretty erotic. Because you're just getting that like.
Everybody's got sexier eyes than they do.
I guess so.
What's the thing that Muslim women wear?
A hijab?
Yeah,
a hijab is the headscarf. I don't know if...
Don't ask me.
So you know how you just get like the eyebrows and the eyes?
Yeah.
It's so hot.
Yeah, I guess it can be. I mean, the good thing is that, I haven't even worn makeup, like, outside of the show. So
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
I know
you can
it's
see the rest of my face. Doesn't matter.
I only like doing eye makeup anyway. So that's all I really got to continue with.
It doesn't have to be makeup, just be your natural hot upper third of your face.
Did you see
it covers my nose. But.
Like the VMAs made the masks look hot. Like everybody had like sequin gold ones. Like Okay, I didn't see the VMAs, but I think I saw like a clip of
I saw some of it.
Beyonce or Lady Gaga.
I did see that.
Lady Gaga, yeah, she had some hot masks.
Used to wear like a mask, or it was maybe to cover her eyes, or I don't know.
Can we smoke weed on this podcast, or do you have a under?
I mean, you can.
Yeah. Why don't like Christina has a job.
I got a perfect bowl.
Well, I actually have to go anyway, so this might be a good time for me to.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. You were great.
Thank you, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Yep. Yeah, now is the part where you gotta like find the clicky thing. I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I know.
Yo, is she really a fan?
She's my best friend from home.
Oh, I see.
So.
That's a fan.
Yeah, no, she a fan in her own way. We're
also her wedding was canceled twice, which is kind of like.
Damn.
So that's kind of fits in the motif. And,
there are like other things too, like that she's from Boston. We talked about Boston being racist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not all just stream of consciousness.
Yo,
we
have racism. Can we be honest? Everywhere is racist, man. It's just different flavors of racism. It's all just, dude. Is that a bowl? Is that a bowl?
Can you play it?
It's a yeah.
So far.
I can play it.
That is going on the highlight reel.
It's broken, so like I have to hold it here. But yeah, I'm really good at this. Yeah, that sounds like that Lion King song. You know, that they do at the beginning.
I legit, like when I was little and would go to temple, I thought like there was an elephant in the room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You must have been a stupid.
Wait, that's a temple thing?
I was like 3.
Wait, that big old horn is a temple thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Jewish thing.
That's why I think it's funny to like pretend to smoke weed out of it because, you know. Maybe that could be a good thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cancel your dad's.
Yo,
I was hoping someone screenshot this.
Speaking of Jewish people during Core, I watched that Unorthodox show. Did any of y'all watch that?
Yeah.
I tried. It seemed like a when Stellar got her groove back type deal, and I wasn't into it.
But
it
like,
kind of was, but.
Yeah, it's a chick flick.
I see it.
Yep.
No, but that was what was crazy. It was like, dude, the little like kind of like, what was that?
Did you fart?
Did you fart on mic, Jared?
No. It's Velcro.
That's not making that noise, Jared.
That's not Velcro. Velcro doesn't sound.
Could have been my seat. I did not. I swear to God.
It was like a. Like a stream, like a ripple effect fart.
No, I definitely pulled this Velcro from a distance. It wasn't me. And you know what? I refuse to talk about this. Like, I'm editing this whole part out. Fuck you. Yeah, right? No, I didn't do it. My chair's been squeaky. I will say.
Well, that's the thing about being canceled. The canceled show on a podcast versus the canceled show live is like there's no evidence.
I know.
That's why I'm scared of podcasts, honestly. But
we're still working this out. I mean, right now too. It's like we're not like we just want to make sure. Right now, the goal is to like consistent episodes consistently.
Yeah, we'll have you back when we're more established. I'm sure.
Good. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I honestly thought I wasn't gonna have fun because I'm not good at like I'm like screens made me like. I just get weird in front of them, but I think because I know you guys, it just was we were hanging out.
No, you were nice and articulate. You had some good bits, but I don't want people to have to go back for them. I just want them to remember it. So I won't mention them right now. But yeah, you were very articulate about the mask stuff or like about the bougie people because I keep calling them the elites. Actually, I do want to circle back to that because that was a very important thing. Yeah, we got to figure out better words for them, not call them wokesters or whatever.
Wokesters? Well, that's what I'm saying is like when you were talking about, she was talking about Boston being racist. It's like the whole fucking country is, we just have different flavors. Like, I feel like, I don't know, California, I talked to my grandmother, like, she's like, I made my grandmother cry during COVID.
Oh,
yeah.
In a happy cry or a sad cry?
No, because like speaking of cancel, the only person I really canceled during COVID was my grandmother.
Whoa.
Yeah,
What
I canceled my
Abuelita.
grandma. I didn't cancel her, but she said, I like, it's typical like family shit where your grandma's like racist and all.
Yeah.
But I kind of just ignored it, and then she like randomly like came for me because I like commented on a friend from high school's Instagram post. They were wearing like American flag like gear on 4th of July. And I wouldn't do that because I'm not a fucking dork. But I was trying to be supportive, and I like commented on my friend's 4th of July post like sick. But my grandmother somehow someone messaged a screenshot of my comment to my grandmother, and my grandmother thought I meant sick is like disgusting. Like, how could you wear American flag?
Oh no.
So she sent me this like long thing that was basically like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I told her to back off. I said, back off, Martha, because I can't call her grandma, because when I was born, she was mad young, and she was like, I don't want to be called grandmother. I'm too young to be a grandmother.
I was going to say, she has to be like 60 something and not like a 90-year-old lady. Like I'm thinking. We're thinking like a 90-year-old.
No, I didn't tell some dead ancient ass woman.
I know.
No.
That's because Allie and I are from Jewish people, so we have super old grandparents. Whereas
I don't have any grandparents.
Yeah, that's how.
Oh, see, yeah, exactly. Mine are dead. All of them are dead. So I'm just saying, appreciate her for her quirks.
Her quirks. Yeah, one of them being that she's not alive.
Yeah.
So she lectured you hard on something that was not your intention.
Yeah,
to begin with.
Honestly, because like I didn't bring up any like the protest stuff, or I don't bring up Trump, COVID, none of that, because I know we don't agree. And like,
me neither.
I'm over it. Like I'm not gonna change my grandmother's mind. And like, the fucking woman helped raise me, so it's like I'm not gonna have beef with her.
Yeah.
But then like for her to go out of her way, and what annoyed me most is like I found out it was my mother. My mother screenshotted the comment and then sent it to my grandma. So anyways, I said back off, Martha, and then it was like chaos. Like also it's like a fucking, I don't know, I think it's all families, but especially like Hispanic families, like you don't tell your grandma to back off. Like she's like it's like she's like fucking, she's like a queen.
Yeah.
But anyways, after I knew she was all in her feelings for like 2 months, I called her and I apologized. And I said, like, sorry if I hurt your feelings. And she was like fucking bawling, like crying and like, I love you so much. And then like after like having this like sweet moment of like letting our beef like fizzle, she started talking about, the China virus. And yeah, she's like, now that we can get along, we can go full in.
Well,
it was a misunderstanding. I can just confide all my hateful feelings to you. Yeah. You're like, no, that's not what I wanted.
Does she live in New York?
No, she lives in this is funny. She lives in Downey, California, which is like right outside of LA. But she's like a boomer who worked for the government. So she eventually started making money after like, 30 years working for the government.
Yeah.
And she bought a house in Orange County, but she won't move into it. She just rents it out. But she hates where she lives, and she literally like she lives in like a condominium building, and there's like these, and like my grandma's racist as fuck, and she's like technically we're like Hispanic and like Latin, and like but she's like mad racist towards Mexicans. So there'd be like young little Mexicans running around like in the little like condominium building, and straight up she like opens the door like a crack and like peers through her door and like watches them. She like looks through her blind. She's like that woman.
She's like a self-hating Jew. Like I get it.
The thing is, she could leave the situation, but I think she secretly loves it. She secretly loves living around these people and then like hating them.
And that house in Orange County, it's a house, right? Like
it's a full-blown like house with all the people she loves. It's just like mad white people, and like
I've been there,
but she won't move in.
But that's so. But she probably does like the drama. She probably says she hates.
Yeah, it's like this position she holds in the community, so she like won't leave.
I was in the last building I was in. There were a lot of there's a lot of drama going on. So this building, it was in Williamsburg, but I mean, you could talk about like gentrification. It's like there's people who are like either really good family friends or they're related to each other, and they're in like, where's Jared going? They're in at least like, I think it's spread across like half the apartments in that building, just like over the course of like 40 years. And then people started moving in who have nothing to do with it, like all white people. Yeah. But there would be like issues where it's like the families like fighting with each other, and they're treating the building like it's their house because that's what they've been doing for like 40 years. And so I also like found myself acting like your grandmother and like looking out the people and being like,
I mean, we all turn into my grandmother.
I know.
I'm your grandmother.
Yeah, honestly.
But it's like, it's funny too, because then there's all these complaints, and it's like, Billy's drunk again and he was passed out on the floor. And meanwhile, you can see like there's like video footage from the security camera of like his family just like stepping over him and like shrugging. It's just like being like, Billy, like,
right.
And then other people who don't know him at all are like calling the police or some shit, like just awful. Yeah,
I'm kind of like the Mexican kids in this retirement community that I live in now, because people are always ratting me out to my dad, or like the president, who then tells my dad that I swam in the pool too late or something like that. And I now, because I was spied on, I'm always looking over my shoulder. Like, I'm like, who the fuck's in the pool right now?
I hate that shit,
Like, yeah, it spreads. Like, it's a contagious thing. It's a care. Like,
you want to swim at night?
You can't. You have like maybe, I like to do it later in the day, and they all.
Oh, wait, Jared, are you in like a community of like everyone's kind of the same?
Yeah, there's no one more rich, I guess, than you. No one has like a bigger house. Everyone kind of has a condominium.
No, as far as like culturally, like.
I think there's a bunch of Jewish people. There's maybe like an Italian, but yeah, I don't know. There's some Italian.
It's 60 plus community though.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Wait, Allie, have you been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa! So you're gonna bring Allie over?
No. I brought Allie out. I offered you and Katie one weekend, and then you guys.
Is there any skate parks on Long Island?
Yeah, but I have not been able to get there. Just because, you know what? I'm like right in front of my house. I want to go to like a tennis court or something. I don't want.
Long Island guys scare me. Like a 16-year-old Long Island kid, like I feel like that kid's ready to punch me.
Yeah.
Well, there's that, but also I've seen a few skate kids come around here. They weren't so good either, so I kind of have the confidence that maybe they won't be when I get to the park if I ever do. But
because you only skate amongst people who are.
Well, also I don't want little kids.
Allie, you have to understand, if Jared and I only skated around people who are equally as good as us, we would only skate around like 14-year-olds.
Well, I also don't want to skate around like little kids, like who are just like, wow, it's so cool, do this. I don't want my session to be somebody telling me what to do and trying to make them better. Like, I don't know. The only person I really want to skate around is you, Chris.
Thanks.
We're kind of like stepbrothers.
It's like Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
We like pump each other up when we like do tricks. Like, did you see that kickflip? Yeah, I know. It was so sweet. Like, that's how we are with each other.
Yeah.
Like
that's beautiful.
I know. And I want to start grinding too. But like the issue is I just don't want to like have to like wait for my turn, miss my turn, worry if someone's behind me on the rail. Like it fucks with me. Like I can't have a good time. I can't be creative.
You want the park empty.
Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to figure out with this Long Island skate park. I want to like first figure out when is no one there. and I'm waiting, I think, until like, you know, the kids all go back to school so that I can do it when they're at school. But it doesn't open till 3. And also I need pads if I'm going to really take this seriously. I want pads, a helmet, yeah, like everything. I want the whole thing.
Like RoboCop.
And I want like a mouth guard too, in case.
You want a mouth guard?
Yeah.
Because you want to do the stunt. Jared, that's what you should do in your next. You should be a stunt guy.
Yeah, in my next life. I thought about that. Actually, I got one better for you.
But like,
that doesn't pay as much as being a cop. I'm thinking about that maybe.
No.
Jared, you'd be a great cop.
I would. I'm thinking it's just a good lead up to becoming a hostage negotiator, because I'm like really good at like diffusing issues. I could use my RA mediation skills that I used to have. And use my improv too.
It's so funny because I texted Jared like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, my mom sent me this thing about a webinar about the Department of Homeland Security, like hiring. Do you want to? I mean, honestly, like I did it just to please my mom, but like it was not informative at all. Like it ended up just people were reading off of a PowerPoint, and I'm like,
oh, so it's good that I didn't do it. But
I mean, yeah, it is. But it's funny because you were like, why would I do that though?
Yeah, I know. Well, I was also like in a very busy situation at the moment. Like I couldn't only, I was texting like every other few minutes. I was literally on my electric skateboard going into the city to go to my dad's, then to go to a doctor's, and it was all kind of time sensitive. So I was just like, I can't really talk now either. So
wait, what happened with your apartment? Didn't you sign a lease like right before this shit happened?
Yeah.
So how'd you get out of it?
I told them I lost my job and I can't pay my rent.
And they were just like, all right. I guess
yeah, they were like,
instead of like squatting.
Yeah, instead of squatting, get all your fucking shit now. We'll put it up in September, and you just should be there to show the room. And I showed the room to. Like I came back a couple of times to show it, and that was stressful in itself. Yeah. One time I took a shower right before I showed it, and like my room has a shower in the room, and like it was just a steamy mess. I was like so.
It must have smelled good though.
Just that like shower sweat. Where
yeah, exactly. Like there were these
the
two
mirror
guys,
was
so they
glossed.
didn't mind, but no, they did.
Yeah, it was like an '80s like John Hughes film. Like it was smoked glass.
Also, perky tits.
Yeah, they took one look and just ran out. They were not. I know. I killed the deal just by doing that, I think.
Yeah.
But eventually, some chick saw it and she was like, you know, really into like cosplay and stuff. And so I think it's a good fit that I left her with those people.
I'm around the banyo.
Wait, what?
I'm around the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying we could hit the bong.
Yeah, I thought that so too. I got excited, but I don't know. If he's going, then what are we going to talk about?
I know.
That seems like a good place to wrap it up.
Do you want to just...
I mean, we can't, because he should be there to say goodbye.
Oh, yeah. I don't even mind if you guys just want to... we're cutting all this off.
We could cut all this.
I don't even mind if... God, I'm having a brain fart.
Yeah, we all get.
We're getting used to this.
No, I suck.
No, if we stop recording, I don't mind if we keep talking. I'll smoke with you guys.
All right.
I just don't want it.
I'm not gonna skateboard today because I'm like kind of in pain. This would have been fun for Chris to hear. But I am gonna leave at 6:30 to get my swim in. But yeah, Chris, you missed it. I'm not skateboarding today because I'm tired. Like sometimes. You gotta let the legs rest. Like I took my massage gun. This is like a good ad for that.
Yeah, your vibrator.
Gun. No, you should see this fucking thing.
He just pounds his butthole with it.
It's on it. It's like you've seen it before, right? It's like a Hitachi.
One of these.
Oh god.
No, I want one so bad.
I know this thing is.
I have so much muscle tension.
Yep, I was thinking about you. I was thinking when I was doing this how much you would want this thing. I even sent you it. You have to have this. Like,
well, what happens is like working in restaurants, it's like
that's the big one.
All day.
Yeah.
So then my whole body starts to tense up, and then I skate, so my body's tense and then sore. Yep. So then I'm just walking around like.
You need this thing. Like
I feel so much like tight emotion in my body. I hate it.
I even sent you the link for the massage guns. I'm surprised.
I have no money right now, though.
Just $100.
Federal money.
It's a lot of money.
But at least you got to make yourself feel good in some way.
That's my whole issue, is that I'm like, my whole like way I moved through the world is just trying to make myself feel good.
I know.
I think it catches up to me, and then I can't make myself feel good because I've put myself in a weird sedative hole.
Yeah, you have to feel uncomfortable, but you know, that's victim mentality too. I'm telling you, this thing right here.
I hate when people say victim mentality when someone's just being honest.
I know.
Real,
well,
though.
I'm the guy to say it.
It's real though. Some people, I mean, like any like change that I've had, I feel like is from like finally, I don't know. It's like accepting that I can like do well, but it's also being like.
So you just want to live with being sore for the rest of your life?
No, it's like a perspective shift. That whole like a set of surviving, thriving kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think being
our like outlook and our like point of view, I think, affects the way, you know how it is. Like when you feel good about yourself, you kind of like fucking hopping and skipping, and then when you like feel shitty, you're like everything is so strenuous. Like there's so much strain.
Wait, are we fighting right now?
We're fighting.
No, right? I think we're like, it's a different point of view. I just like, I've been trying to actually fix my point of view on things because I'm a very pessimistic person.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't, like, it's so hard for me to like get into I guess, you know, the times we're living in, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's always just been like hard for me to like try to see something positive instead of just like I nitpick a lot of different things and then don't even end up going with anything, and then I'm just empty-handed.
Yeah. You know what helps me? Like maybe I can't think of something being positive, but I can like try to find a way to think it's funny. Like if something shitty happens to me, I'm like, maybe this isn't positive, but it is kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then once it's funny, it's not as serious. And once it's not as serious, realize it's not as big of a deal. Because that's my issue with like, I feel like I've been trying to really change about myself is like, to not really take like, obviously like be responsible, but like to not really take anything serious. Because like, you know, like this fucking dude from the Black Panther, that movie just died.
Yeah.
This fucking dude dies during like the Black Lives Matter movement, and he's sort of like a symbol of like Black empowerment like in society. And it's like, dude, like 2 days go by and like no one even gives a fuck anymore. Like this beautiful human passed away, and 2 days later we don't give a fuck. So it's just like I'm trying to realize that like, so anything that I do is like so small.
Yeah.
You'll never have what he has, that's for sure. And even now, once you're gone, you're gone.
Yeah. But even if that's what I'm saying, like even if you do, I mean like becoming like, as far as like doing like what we do creatively, like Allie and Jared, you know, if you were like, became a Marvel character, that means you did your fucking job.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
You know, that means you fucking really did it well. And then like all that work and all that sacrifice and all that like affirmation by an industry in the world, and literally 2 days and people are already over your death. So it's like, if I fucking bomb, or if I'm struggling with money, or if like I have a weird altercation with someone, I'm just like, it doesn't fucking matter. We're all gonna end up in the ground anyway.
That's true. You really got to think about like what to
not
do
me,
for yourself.
I might have to. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm still. One time, a guy pushed me out of the way on the street because I was distracted looking at someone's butt or whatever.
That's hilarious.
Think about that. A year, 2, 3, 4 fucking years from that happening, I still think about that. Being like, why did that guy have to ruin my good time? Why couldn't I just ruin his good time? This is my one life. And I still think about the awful thing he did. I'm sorry, Allie, for cutting you off.
No, but you know what? I like when some shit happens to me, I'm like, oh, that sucked. But the bright side of what happened to you is that you're not that person. You're not the person ruining someone's good time. You were looking at some cheeks. and he ruined that good time.
He took it away. I didn't even get to see him. I just knew from the side. I rushed out of the doors. I was like, I'm gonna see like a really nice round butt. I rushed out the door, and he literally lifted me up and put me to the side. And
so you have the freedom that you're not that guy.
Yeah, well, I wish I could be that guy. The guy. No, I don't know. You're right. I'll get over it.
Hey, Allie, we cut you off. What's up?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't think you really cut me off.
I just knew you were just gonna be like, yeah, Chris, you're right, and no, you're not.
I did agree with Chris.
Yeah, I just could sense it was
It was great. I liked what you had to say, Chris. It's very inspiring, especially.
You've been saying a lot of inspiring stuff. The second you started smoking, like I just tuned in. I felt like I was listening. Yeah,
you're providing us with the perfect clips for.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that people are always like, that's 70s show or whatever, like, and everyone's like, yeah, weed makes me have crazy ideas and like philosophical ideas. Like, dude, when I'm high, like I just feel like stupid. I'm not like that kind of, like, I don't know. I think it's because I'm an anxious person and maybe I use weed to relax.
Yeah, you were less anxious, and that's what we were picking up on. Like confidence, relaxed. But also, it wasn't just because you were smoking. You were saying stuff before you were blazing as well. But I thought it was worth mentioning that you even said crazier, smarter stuff while you were stoned.
Yeah.
But I don't need to say how articulate and smart you are, like those white people who are like, oh, look at this, person. No, you're just like everybody else.
What kind of person?
What kind? Yeah.
Hey, bro.
Oh, well, I think we can end it right about here.
Yeah, and on a canceled
thing.
On the canceled
I look at you like a younger brother, so that's why I can act that way. Like, oh, you're really coming along in life, that sort of thing.
Chris, it was really nice of you earlier when you were saying that you and Jared are the same age.
Yeah, exactly, because you're not in any way. Not yet. I mean, I don't know what's under that bandana.
27.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm 27 now that I got my life back and I'm living in a basement. This is,
in the Hamptons.
Right, exactly. Ugh, just going out.
Well, Jared,
I'll stay on, but
I'll stay on, but I think we're,
You can wrap this up because we're about 2 hours deep and people aren't going to listen to it.
You know what I've learned with podcasts?
What?
Is that there are exceptions, but when like you're listening to podcasts and let's say like, should we wrap this up? And then they do like 10 or 20 more minutes. Most of the time you should just stop listening once they say, should we wrap this up? Because I feel like
edit it that way.
Yeah, that's how we edit it.
Yeah.
And we also end every podcast with keep it crispy.
Yeah. Yeah.